Hello, we meet again in the News Broadcast Daily and following today's headlines.
Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng meets with Japanese Minister of Economy, Trade and Industry, Yukio Edano. Deputy Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc pays a working visit to Cambodia. The Government Inspectorate and the World Bank hold a conference reviewing anti-corruption initiatives.
The strategic partnership between Vietnam and Japan is growing in all fields, especially economics, trade, investment, and development aid. The remark was said by Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng while meeting with Japanese Minister of Economy, Trade and Industry Yukio Edano in Hanoi on August 15th. We have more.
Prime Minister Dũng suggested Japan create favorable conditions for Vietnamese goods to penetrate into its market to balance trade. He also asked for Japan's help for developing industries, particularly support industry and increase of development aid for Vietnam infrastructure sector. He urged the Japanese side to speed up the effective implementation of major projects already agreed, including the building of Ninh Thuận II nuclear power plant and the development of the rare earth industry in Vietnam. Minister Yukio Edano said during his visit, the two sides agree to enhance cooperation in the coming term, mentioning Japan's support for Vietnam in accelerating its industrialization process. He affirmed that Japan will work to facilitate export of Vietnamese goods to its market and that Japan will team up with Vietnam in developing support industries and effectively implement the projects agreed by high-ranking leaders.
Deputy Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc visited and held talks with his Cambodian counterpart, General K. Kim Yan, in Phnom Penh on August 15th. They share information and experience in the fight against drugs and drug-related crimes.
During the talks, the two deputy prime ministers, who both work as chairman of the steering committee for drug prevention and control of their countries, pledged to continue working closely in fighting and preventing drug trafficking and drug-related crimes across the common border. They exchanged experience in educating the community and youngsters on impacts of drugs, as well as methods to prevent drug use and encourage the involvement of all walks of life in combating the scourge. The two sides also proposed measures to intensify the fight against drugs-related crimes along the borderline and carry out training courses to improve capacity of staff engaging in drug prevention and control. The same day, Phúc attended the talks between Minister of Labour, Invalids and Social Affairs Pham Thi Ai Chuyên and Cambodian Minister of Social Affairs, War Veterans and Youth Rehabilitation. Earlier on August 14th, the Deputy Prime Minister paid a courtesy visit to Standing Deputy Prime Minister and Chairwoman of the Cambodia-Vietnam Friendship Association, Ms. Man Som An. He paid a floral tribute to the memorial dedicated to fallen Vietnam voluntary soldiers in Phnom Penh. Deputy Prime Minister Phúc wrapped up his Cambodia visit on August 16th.
A new book on the East Sea, written by Dr. Trần Công Trúc, a former head of the government's Committee on Boundaries, has drawn a lot of attention from domestic and overseas readers. We'd like to introduce to you the author and his book.
Title: The Imprint of Vietnam in the East Sea. The book is the crystallization of Dr. Trúc work after spending more than 30 years at the Government Committee on Boundaries. The book contains rich information which helps researchers and academics as well as those who want to learn more about the East Sea issue. Trúc work has been applauded by domestic and overseas readers alike, and he said that several Chinese academics have agreed with his views in the book. For me, the more feedback I receive, including opposite views, the more I'm heartened, because it proves that many people are interested in the subject. I'm willing to discuss different viewpoints with anyone. In 400 pages, the book gives the accurate positions and names of the islands and shoals belonging to Hoàng Sa and Trường Sa archipelagos. It also provides a firm legal basis to define the country's maritime zones and continental shelf, especially the extent of the exclusive economic zone, and summarizes the establishment and execution of Vietnam's sovereignty over Trường Sa and Hoàng Sa archipelagos.
34 initiatives sponsored by the 2011 Vietnam Anti-Corruption Initiative are underway with a number of initial outcomes. The result was reviewed at a workshop in Hanoi on August 16th by the government's Inspectorate and the World Bank.
The initiatives have helped minimize corruption and bribery in state agencies and improve the rights of poor people to access capital. Carried out at the grassroots level, the initiatives attracted the mass who are eager to prevent and combat corruption. However, participants said the initiatives still have several shortcomings, as many are poor quality and lack the consensus and participation of local authorities. Experiences in Vietnam and around the world have shown that it is possible to overcome corruption by means of publicity and transparency. This includes empowering the public with enough rights to fight back.
The 7th Conference on ASEAN-China People-to-People Friendships Organizations took place in Hanoi on August 16th. Deputy Prime Minister Nguyễn Thiện Nhân attended the event.
On speaking at the event, Nhân stated that the conference will contribute to strengthening the friendship, solidarity, and mutual understanding and respect between people from ASEAN nations and Chinese people. It will also have the ASEAN-China strategic partnership to succeed, added Nhân. With the theme Solidarity, Friendship, Cooperation and Development, the conference is part of a range of activities to mark the 45th founding anniversary of ASEAN and the 21 years since ASEAN and China set up strategic partnership. The event is also to review the joint friendship activities between people's friendship organizations from ASEAN and China over recent years.
The Thái Nguyên Cast Iron and Steel Corporation launched a project to exploit iron ore at deep layers of Núi Quặng mine located in Dong Hỷ district in the northern province of Thái Nguyên on August 15th. Let's have a look.
The exploration is in fact to begin in early 2013 on an area of 27 hectares at Núi Quặng, which is the second mine in Chai Câu mine area. At the time, site clearance, compensation and building of settlement areas for households located in the project area are underway. Núi Quặng has an estimated reserve of 1.3 million tons of ore, which can help provide a stable supply for the Thái Nguyên Cast Iron and Steel Corporation to realize the second phase of its operation expansion plan. The second phase of the Thái Nguyên Corporation is seen one of the 7 key projects of Vietnam's steel industry in the period from 2007 to 2015.
Vietnam's trade deficit was estimated to reach $58 million in the first 7 months of this year, representing only 0.1% of the national total export value.
According to the Ministry of Industry and Trade, the country has still import mainly from Asian countries, including China, with goods worth around $8.3 billion, Southeast Asian nations with a sum of $2.8 billion, the Republic of Korea with an amount of $5.7 billion, and Taiwan around $3.7 billion. As mainly outsourcing from foreign partners, the foreign direct investment sector relies much on imports of raw materials. From January to July, import value of the sector grew by 23.5% over the same period last year to $6.6 billion. Meanwhile, local businesses made a year-on-year decrease of 7.4% in their imports. This reflects the fact that they are still struggling against difficulties in manufacturing and business.
That comes to the end of our news today. Thanks for watching and see you next time.